Good morning. Can you guys hear me? Don't hesitate to put in the chat over here. You can talk to me in the chat. Just want to make sure everybody can hear me. Awesome. Good morning. Awesome. Awesome. How's everybody doing? How are we doing with this online thing? You guys can type in the chat to let me know. Looks like most people took their test. Oh, good. I'm glad. So I got a better. I would agree. An interesting transition to say the least. Absolutely. That's very much so. Looked like most people did pretty well on their test. Good. It's pretty okay. Good. Good. I'm glad. I'm glad. Good. Good. I'm getting some good feedback on that. Just want to go over a couple things so that you can see me, you can ask any questions, and remember, you can put a question in the bank or in the chat whenever you want to. Okay, so whenever during my sessions like this that you need to put something in the chat, feel free to do that. Okay, and I'll kind of monitor that and make sure that I am answering all those questions. Okay. Okay, so one of the things I want you to know is that I'll be putting your grades in today, so you can come back and check and see where you stand after the last test. Remember that you will, one of your tests will be dropped. Now, I won't drop it until the end of the semester, but one of your tests will be dropped. Your lowest test will be dropped. Homework is still going on in WebAssign. So let me share my screen and we'll talk about a few things. Okay. So, well, okay. Okay, here we go. So this is posted inside Canvas. And I'll show you exactly where it's posted inside Canvas when I move into Canvas. But this is your assignments for this week. It's a good idea to go ahead and print this out. It's a reasonable thing to print this out. Now, the first section here, it says finish up from last week. Now, last week you had a test and you had a quiz and you had homework that you had to finish up, but you also had an assignment for chapter 5. So your target due date for that chapter 5 homework is next Monday, but I know that a lot of people went ahead and started it. So you want to be sure that you are well on your way, if not completely done with your chapter 5 homework. So I went ahead and put that on this week because you are finishing up those assignments. You have new material for this week. You've got 2 videos on chapter 6 to view, and you've got a math 131 chapter 6 homework assignment inside WebAssign. Now notice that both of these homework assignments, your target due date is a week from today, and you definitely want to have those done because that following week, the week of April 13th, you're going to have a quiz. So you want to be sure that you've got all that homework done before you take that quiz. Okay, now I want you to look down here. The chapter 6 lectures that you're going to be viewing are ones that I recorded last semester. They're my live classes from last semester. They're very strong. They cover everything that we need to cover. However, there are a couple announcements in those that I could not edit out. I was trying to use YouTube Studio and trim down and blur and all those other kinds of things, and I'm still going to be working on that, but I haven't been able to do all of that yet. I may end up putting it into my movie with my Mac because I think I'll be able to cut it better that way. But I want you to realize that I reference having jury duty. Okay, I reference having jury duty and I reference book homework. Neither of those things apply to you. Okay, the jury duty and the book homework do not apply. Ignore jury duty and ignore the book homework. Your homework is in WebAssign. And this is what one of the screens looks like right here. And if you print this page out, you'll have it. And the other screen looks like this right here. Okay, it says chapter 5 homework, chapter 6 homework, and you are ignoring those things. Okay, your homework is in WebAssign. So I just wanted to take a screenshot of both of those so that you would be aware of that. So I'm going to pause just for a second. Any questions on that? Any questions on that homework? Those videos. Okay, so don't hesitate to ask a question if anything, if you got any questions about that. Okay, here I am inside WebAssign. I am going to your class. Okay, I'm going to your class inside WebAssign, and this is your student view. And I know we've talked about this a bunch, and I know that you've seen this screen before, but I want to make sure. So you've got my videos that I lecture on, but if you look closely at your problems on your homework, you also have another resource in your homework. So this is your chapter 6 homework. Okay, here is your first problem right here. Whoops. Okay. For some reason, it is not giving you. Okay. I want to make sure. I must have done. Oh, I did. I did this as a quiz. Okay. I've got to go back and edit this. This is not a quiz. This is a homework assignment. And so that is not showing up the way that I want it to. So let's go back to this homework assignment. Okay. And I want to make sure that you see these things. Do you see this thing where it says watch video, watch it? When you hit that, it's going to bring up a video after you download the latest Flash player. But it is a video. So anytime it says watch it, you can hit that watch it button and it'll bring up a video, a short video to show you how to do that specific problem. Okay, and I'm trying to make sure that lots of the ones that I pick have that feature. Now, the other thing that I can do is once I have attempted this, I can click this practice another version. Okay, and it's going to give me another version to try. So I want everybody to realize, and a lot of times, like if I've missed something 2 to 3 times, like I don't want to risk any more of my attempts. So I go into the practice another problem and I try that until I get it right. And then I go back and work on my problem right here. Okay, so that's what's going on in WebAssign. And I'm writing down right now that I need to change that last assignment to homework. It defaulted to a quiz for some reason, and it is not a quiz, it's homework. So I'll get that fixed for you right after this is over. Okay, so any questions about the watch it or the practice another problem opportunity inside WebAssign? Just want to make sure you're aware of that. Okay, and I'm going to go over I'm just doing an overview again. Here are all your resources. I am just inside Canvas. These are all your resources right here. And do you see this right here where it says Alicia's online schedule? That's when you can get in touch with me. Okay, and I am online pretty much in the mornings every day. Today you can get in touch with me at 11. But Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, I'm online the whole time. I have access to a whiteboard. It's just like come into my office. So don't hesitate to pop in and see me. In the afternoons, I'm working on other stuff, but I'm still returning emails. And again, it's whether or not, it's just that my husband and I are trying to trade times online. So that's just kind of a review from last week. Internet, just a reminder that if you're having trouble with your internet, you may want to go to the parking lot of a Starbucks, go to the parking lot of a McDonald's. Don't get out of your car, but you can use that Wi-Fi. My husband and I did that on Friday. We were in a situation where we didn't have Wi-Fi, so we went and sat in the parking lot of a Chick-fil-A, and it worked fine. Now, here's your weekly overview presentations right here. Okay, you've got last week's. I've already put the assignment for this week right here. And then after this is over, I'll put my weekly overview video right here. And I'll also email that out. Okay, we definitely do not have as much to talk about. And then your videos, let me put this on student view. Okay, and your videos are right here. Okay, this is the unit we're on, Unit 4. You've got a quiz on April 17th. Your test is the following Friday, April 24th. Here are the 2 videos from last week, and here are the 2 videos from this week. Now, be careful of your time next week. So we've got 2 weeks left of classes, and then we've got final exams. So this April 24th right here is probably going to be a big deadline for you. And it could be a deadline for papers and other stuff like that. So plan your schedule ahead. I wanted to extend it out so that you didn't have to worry about it being right on top of lots of different things. But everyone may have done that. And so that Friday, April 24th might be kind of a big time for everyone. So be careful of that. Be careful of that. So I'm hopeful that you have everything that you need from me. So I'm going to go back to our screen. What do you need? What do you need to know? What went crazy last week? What do you need? Do you feel like you can get in touch with me? Do you know how to get in touch with me during office hours? It is a different link. What can I do? Okay, I am not getting any questions from anybody, so I'm very, very hopeful that that means you are comfortable with the situation. Now, if you come to my office hours, it looks just like this, except it's one-on-one. So you just kind of pop in, you click that link. Let me show you where that link is one more time. I'm going to share my screen, and I want to show you where that link is. And this is what the link looks like right here. Okay, link to Alicia's office hours. Okay, you've got your link to Alicia's overview at 9 a.m., but you've also got a link to my office hours. So if you click that link to my office hours, it's going to pop you in to the meeting room that I'm in. So I just want to be sure that you know where that is. And I have a whiteboard, so I can work out problems. I can do all of those things. Is the final oh, this is a great question. So the question is the final included in tests you will drop? No, the final cannot be dropped. The final is a percentage of your grade and it can't be dropped. I will tell you, you will get, so if you think back to the test and the quizzes that you had this past week that was due on April 1st, you had a practice test and then you had an actual test. You will get a practice test and then a test for 5, 6, and 7. Okay, that week of April 24th, you'll get that. You will also get a practice test for your final, or it'll be a practice final. When are final grades due? They're usually due the Monday after your final. So let me see if I can find that date. It will be May 4th. That's when my grades are due, May 4th. And so you would be able to view them not long after that. Not long after that. But I can tell you what your final grade is way before that. I'll be able to tell you. The final is comprehensive. Good. That's a great question too. Is the final comprehensive? Yes, it is. The number one thing to do for the final is the practice final. That's the number one thing to do. And I'll post it. As a practice test, so you won't have the resources on it that you will for homework. It'll look like a quiz or a test, but then I'll do video solutions to the practice final. So, but the best thing to do, I wouldn't spend a lot of time going back and doing old homework. I would just do the practice final several times. Great questions. What else can I do for you? Okay, that is all that I have. I just like to meet once a week so that we can touch base to see how everything is going. So I will plan on seeing you during office hours. I have one more question. It's the question is, how does the pass-fail work? So that is a little bit new to me, as it is to everyone else. The absolute best person to talk to about that is going to be your academic advisor. And your academic advisor can help you decide whether or not to take the pass-fail option. So in this particular class, to move on to your next math class, you have to have a 70% or above. Okay? You have to have a 70% or above. If you are in a situation where you have a scholarship or you want to be eligible to play sports and you need to keep your GPA at a certain point. So let's say, for instance, you need to keep your GPA above a 2.8 for whatever reason, and you get a C in this class. It might be reasonable to take the pass instead of the C. What happens with that is you get credit for the class. You absolutely can move on to your next class. It's just not factored into your GPA. And so if a student gets a lower grade, maybe a C is something that you don't want on your transcript, then you can take the pass instead of the C, and it doesn't get factored into your GPA. That is how that works. You know, we have kind of talked about some of those different things within the faculty. If you get an A or a B, I probably wouldn't do that. If you got a C, it really kind of depends on what you'd like to do. If you transfer to another school, because lots and lots of colleges are doing this pass-fail thing right now, I anticipate that they would accept the pass-fail too, because most of the universities in the state of Alabama are doing the pass-fail thing. And so it's not automatic. It's not automatic. You have to request it. So that's probably the big thing, is that if you do want the pass-fail, you have to request it. That's a great question. And I'll touch base with the registrar to see if I can get any more information on that, and we can certainly discuss it again. Okay. What else? Anything else? Okay. Well, it was great to see you guys. I'll be in my office hours at 11 today, and I'll post this video and send out an email within the next couple of minutes. Okay? Bye, guys.